Hey, everybody, it's Ken Compton from the Savvy Inspector, and I've got Coach William Troutman from Certainty Home Inspections with me today, and we're hanging out. We're going to be talking about something that's very, very important, and that is goals. You know, only 3% of Americans have goals, but you know those 3% generate tons and tons of success. So today, William and I are going to spend a few minutes talking about goals and why it's important to you and why it's important for your business. So you need both personal goals and business goals. So William, welcome, sir.
Great. Good to be here, Ken.
I know in a previous segment, you and I talked about the need to have a vision worksheet completed so you knew where your business was going to end up in 3 to 5 years. So once you've got that in place, you understand where you want to be, you've waved that magic wand, and you said, here's where I want to be, whatever it is. William and I don't care. We want you to say where you want to be. Now what we got to do is get some action planning going so we can achieve that, right?
That's very true.
And I think this is where goals come in. Now, William, when you joined us, did you have written goals when you joined the Savvy Inspector Coaching Group?
No, not at all. Who needs goals? It's all up here.
You know what happens is, don't we hear that a lot from the clients? Oh, I don't have any written goals, but right up here, I got it right here.
You bet. You bet.
That's very sad. Written goals are critical. So one of the things that happens is you start off by getting, you wave the magic wand, you say, here's where I want our business to be in 3 to 5 years. And let's just say you say, I'm going to take a balanced approach to marketing. I want a third of my business from prior clients. I want a third of my business from direct to the public and a third from professional real estate agent or lender referrals. Okay, so now what happens is you got to build an action plan, don't you? And that's what goals are about.
You bet. And, you know, when we talk about SMART goals, we probably ought to just define that. Most people don't realize what that means. So, you know, SMART stands for specific, was it measurable, action oriented, something that's realistic and as timely, something that you can get done within a certain amount of time.
And I will tell you that I break our SMART goals down like this. Let's say that I say I'm going to do, just for easy math, 300 home inspections. I call them units. So 300 units this year. Okay, so I want 100 to come from prior client marketing. I want 100 to come direct from the public, and I want 100 to come from real estate agent referrals. So how am I going to make that happen? Okay, now I've defined what I want. That's my goal. Now what I got to say are what are the action steps that I have to take to be able to achieve those goals?
That's very true. And how are you going to track that to know that you have achieved it, or what didn't work, what did work, what needs to be tweaked? So very important to set these down. Time block your time to make them happen.
Now, William, how long was it after you joined the Savvy Inspector Coaching Group that you guys really sat down and put goals, written goals in place, just like we've discussed?
After the first workshop in 2007 that we attended, we started trying to think through the vision, and then once we got that down, trying to break that down into how are we going to make this happen. And we've continued to do that. We talk about time blocking a lot in order to make that happen. So that's the way that we'll do that. Just set out a time in our calendar so that we know that this is what we're going to be working on for this amount of time. This is what we're going to do to make those certain things happen. So I think that's another critical part of this. It's one thing to have those goals written down, but if you don't have the action steps that you're going to take and block yourself out to make that happen, you'll wake up every day and do the same thing you did yesterday.
Or you'll ask yourself, what is it I'm supposed to be doing today to achieve my goals? And you know what happens is you'll be wringing your hands, you'll have anxiety, you'll have fear because you will not know what action steps you need to take. So once you have your goals broken down by a market segment is direct to the public, a market segment is prior clients, a market segment is real estate agents. Once you've got laid out how many inspections you want to come from each market segment, we start building action steps. You know what we call that? The marketing plan, right? It's the marketing plan. What action steps am I going to take each day to make sure that I get it? Now, William, let's talk about the market segment, and let's say non-top producer. What kind of strategies have you engaged in to get non-top producers?
Our non-top producing has really come from a lot of direct mail. And then again, you've heard me say this before, that the direct mail and the relationship marketing within the offices is really what's been key for us. And to be honest about it, a lot of times as we are chasing or trying to nail down the top producers, we reap the benefits of non-top producers joining from that as well. So, once you get into an office, if you can implement the right strategies, you can dig really deep within that office, be it top producer or not.
Right. Now, let's say that non-top producer marketing, your marketing rep is going to go in the offices and do her magic. Okay. So does Kayla know when she needs to be in each office?
Yes, she has a planned schedule herself. Is on the calendar. I could pull up her calendar right now and tell you exactly where she is going to be, and she does that, pretty consistently 7 to 10 days.
Okay. And so I know that you also told me to get non-top producers that you use direct mail. Do you know the direct mail pieces that are going out for the rest of the year?
Oh, yes. We, not at first, when we first got involved in this, we did not do that. But as we get these systems in place, what we'll do is as we come into the fourth quarter of every year, we begin that planning session for the following year. So for the last couple of years, we've been really successful that as of January 1, we've got each piece laid out, what's going to happen, who's going to get what, where, and when for that entire year. Because if you don't do that, you're scrambling at the last minute to get things together. To touch on that, there's been a few savvy members that had complained about getting some flyers like for next month. They wanted to get them this month for next month. So that tells me that they are not, they do not have that plan together for the year. They're living day to day or week to week or month to month at the best. So, I couldn't imagine going back to the old way of waking up on Monday morning and saying, gosh, what am I going to send out this week? What am I going to do marketing wise this week? We don't play that game anymore. We know, and I can tell you, I can look at my calendar right now and tell you what's going out this week.
Right. But in the day before you knew better, before you learned these skills, you struggled with the same thing, didn't you?
You know it. And sometimes you drop the ball. Daggone, I missed a good opportunity to get in the door somewhere because you weren't prepared with something to go in with.
You know what we're really talking about here, William, is a system, and we're going to be teaching this at the workshop this year. It starts with your vision. Where do you want to be in 3 to 5 years? And when you say, okay, I want a balanced approach from those 3 market segments. Then you say, how many inspections do I want to come from those 3 market segments? Now, if you're new in the business, prior clients, that's not really going to be available to you in year 1. Okay, so you need to spread up the number of units you want between the other market segments. But once you say how many home inspections I want to come from each market segment, then you have to say what activity or strategy do I have to engage in, and when do I have to engage in that strategy to make it happen? And William, that's what you guys have done. You've sat down in the fourth quarter of the year, you've designed that plan for the following year, and then all you have to do is follow it, right?
That's correct. And I would add one more thing to that is the tracking of it, if you will, to know that strategy did or did not work, or it worked okay, but if we do this, it could do better. So it's not that it's set in stone and that's the way it is. You need to be able to research what you're doing and find out, could it be better? Did this not work? I'm not doing that again. An example of that is, we served the southern Indiana area and had done that for several years. And again, one of those things where you kick yourself in the butt for not moving sooner. But we decided we were going to break into a new market in the Kentucky side. So because we had learned all these things and knew what was going on and were able to track what we had done over the last several years here in Indiana, I was able to go back and pull those best pieces, those best strategies, and implement those as we moved into that Kentucky market. And it has just gone phenomenal for us.
It sure has. I've seen the results and been over and looked at what's happening in your place, and it really is giving you phenomenal results. But the key was that William has goals. He has written goals, how many units or home inspections he wants to come from each market segment, and then he lays out strategies. Because let's just take a look at realtor marketing strategies. Let's just combine top producer and non-top producer together. Look how many potential strategies there are there that you can implement. And so you got to pick and choose.
That's right, and you do, and that's what I say. By being able to know what was successful for us over here and implement that over there, saved us all of that trial and error. Because I knew that this worked well over here, it's going to work well over there. So that was one of the, I know it's another topic, but in the mastermind groups that I was in, our goal was to within 90 days get X amount of top producers, pick up X amount of offices. I think we dropped about $1,500 on our marketing campaign to get it in over there. And at the end of 90 days, at the end of that 90-day challenge, we had hit all of those goals and actually gained about a $5,000 gross income back from that within that 90-day strategy. And of course, today it's just blown out the door with what we're doing over there. So So I just can't harp enough on how important it is to have those goals, not just the goals, but each step of how you're going to implement those and when and how and who to, and very, very important to think through all that.
It really is important. What we really need you to be as a marketer of home inspection services. It's good that you're a home inspector. We get that. But being a marketer of home inspection services will allow you to achieve your dreams in this business, whatever your dreams are. And it really becomes with organization and planning. And again, this isn't a sexy topic, setting up your marketing plan and marketing calendar. And at the workshop, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you exactly how to do this. We're going to share with you the tools that you need. And we're going to give you some examples. You'll be able to download from the website after the event. You'll be able to download the examples. And we're also going to host some additional meetings in our private Facebook group for our participants to make sure that they have these in place before January 1st of 2016. So it's an exciting topic to me because, people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan, says Zig Ziglar. And that's so true.
I agree 100%.
Now that, William, the goals that you set in the day when you first joined the Savvy Coaching Group and the goals you set today are quite different, aren't they?
Of course. I mean, back then we were fairly new to what we were doing, clueless, if you will. But through the Savvy Inspector and attending the workshops, building those relationships with other inspectors across the nation that are so willing to share their mistakes as well as their successes, just moved us forward leaps and bounds. So, as we set goals today, I can share one example. We one of the latest strategies that we drug our feet on and finally implemented was the Inner Circle program. I was just kind of blew that off, but we went ahead and got started on that, and it has just been a tremendous success for us. I think when we started, we had like maybe 8 or 10 agents that were in that program. Today, there are 37. And a majority of those come from the Louisville area that we're marketing to, a new area, and several of those are top producers. So just again, there's a strategy that we decided that we were going to implement. We sat down and said, here's what we want from it. We set some goals and how we're going to achieve those goals. And Kayla, who is our marketing director now, that does that for us, she is just doing a bang up job because she's got direction. She knows what she's after. She knows where she's going and how she's going to get it done.
And, I want to share with everybody who watches this video is to be in the Inner Circle program at Certainty Home Inspections, an agent has to give Williams Company at least a minimum of one piece of business every month. So those people are giving them, everybody in that program is at least 12 inspections a year to Certainty Home Inspections to be in that program. And it's a winner. And William, how long have you been running it?
We started here pretty much at the first of the year. Once we got it in place and got the marketing stuff out there for it, let agents know what it's all about. We have that the program is working so well now or in place so well that even if we say we have a new agent who's never used us before that comes on board, well, we have material that goes right out to them that says, hey, welcome aboard, being a part of our team. Here's what it means. We would love to have you as an Inner Circle agent, and here's what it means to be an agent, and here's what it takes to hit that goal. So some agents that are even new coming on that maybe have used us for that first time see the value of using us again and again to be a part of that program.
And this was one of William's goals. One of the things he said is we want to get the Inner Circle program going with a lot of prodding from Ken.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like everybody, I've said this 1,000 times. I have been my own worst enemy, and I'm like everybody else. It's the self-limiting beliefs. I kick myself in the butt all the time for not stepping off that cliff way earlier on. We'd be so much further along today if I just hadn't held myself back.
Right. At Southern Home Inspection Services, when I started in '97, one of the things I realized was that an Inner Circle program would be a good thing. And ours ran very successfully, and I've taught it over the years. And not as many of our clients have embraced it as I would have liked to have. And so as William has come into the coaching program, him and Sherry, we push to beta test all kinds of things. He's got all kinds of things going in there now that he might not have had otherwise because Ken is doing a little bit of a push. I told William, be careful what you ask for. You might get it.
That's exactly true. That's happened to me more than once.
That's right. So at the workshop, we're going to teach how to take SMART goals, divide it up amongst the market segments. We're also going to show you how to set up your marketing plan and your marketing calendar, because a goal without a deadline is a wish. Okay, so we're going to show you how to do it. We're going to show you the tool that we use today, whether you're a one-man shop or multi-inspector firm. This is a very inexpensive tool that will get you organized. You'll have your marketing plan and your marketing calendar on there. We'll follow up with you through the Facebook group. And we want everybody to have a fabulous marketing plan and marketing calendar by the 1st of 2016, January 1, 2016. Because when you wake up on January 1st, 2016, you know what you're going to do, you know how you're going to do it, you know when you're going to do it, your life's way better.
I agree. And we work off of that calendar on a daily basis. When I wake up in the morning, I can look at the calendar and know what my tasks are for the day. Everybody in the business is that way. So we're not running around with like chickens with our heads cut off trying to figure out what we should do and when we should do it. It's already listed out for us.
This is a system that will make your life better. It eliminates anxiety, fear, frustration. You know what you got to do. You know when you got to do it. All you got to do is do it. Now, you still got to do it, right? We're still back to he who implements wins, right?
Yeah, we have so many folks that come on to the Savvy and it seems like they're looking for that magic pill. I'll probably wear that word out, but I mean, that's the bottom line. They think that, there's just one thing or they just need that one answer and to solve all their problems. And this is not it. There's nothing out there like that. There's work to be done and you have to do it. You have to implement. And it's not complicated. It's like the marketing calendar. A lot of people, I think they see that as a overwhelming task and it's so simple. I mean, you just need to take the time to sit down and think through it and get it into your calendar. For an example of that, we're into July now. So at the office, all of our marketing material is over there. We've got a room set up just for that. And we have 2 folks who answer the phone. And then a third person. So they are, if they're not busy answering the phone and take care of all the other tasks, then they know that they've got the task to prepare these marketing materials for the upcoming months. So we're usually always at least 3 or 4 months ahead of ourselves, materials packaged, ready to go, whatever it may be, ready to, as soon as we push the button for go, it's gone. We're not scrambling around trying to come up with the material, get it packaged, get it put together, then get it out there.
Because when you have to scramble around, how do you feel about that? I mean, how does that make your life?
It's a headache. It's overwhelming. And then a lot of times you drop the ball because you weren't prepared. So you missed a great opportunity maybe to get in an office because you didn't get your piece out there or your strategy in place as you should have.
Yeah, marketing plan, marketing calendar, SMART goals. These will make your life easier. They'll make you more successful. You know what happens is this is a business. I don't care what business you're in. These are fundamental business principles and issues. And these systems you work once and you reap the benefit over and over. So in the fourth quarter, you put all this together. It's a little bit slower in the home inspection business in most places around the country. And you spend a few minutes on it. You learn at the workshop exactly how to do it smartly. And then you become a habit and you do it each and every year. And your life is just so much better. So it's definitely a worthwhile thing. Now, William, early bird special, we've got a reputation marketing video, $297 value. The link to all the workshop information will be right here. But let me say this, whether you come to the workshop or whether you don't, I want you to embrace these business principles that we're talking about. I want you to learn how to become a superior marketer of home inspection services, not just a home inspector.
And that's the big, I think that's the big thing that people need to realize. I said in one of the earlier videos, it was a real, the light bulb really came on when you made that statement to us at the first workshop that, you need to stop being a home inspector and become a marketer of home inspection services. And what a concept. So that's the way we started approaching it. And, it's just paid off for us again and again.
And on the Savvy Inspector coaching site, we teach a lot of these things. We teach mind mapping. And I know, William, you guys have become big mind mapping fans. And you get your everything brainstormed and then you put your plan together. And we'll be sharing those techniques at the workshop as well. Or if you're a Savvy member and you're not going to be able to come for whatever reason to the workshop, jump on the start here and it'll work you right through the steps you need to have your plan put together.
Yeah, I can't say enough about mind mapping. We kind of wear that out, but it's just such a powerful tool, not only for yourself, but if you have other members within your business that are helping you move forward, getting them involved. The more minds that you have there, the more ideas, the more stuff that gets dumped out, and then you can actually just go through there and put a plan together from that. So I think we have like some 42 different mind maps right now.
Plus all those on the Savvy Inspector you're included on.
That's right. And, and we take that to the extreme. Just an example of that, I talked about Samantha, who answers our phone. We got a mind map that's specifically for her and what her tasks and jobs are. So in the event that she's all of a sudden wondering, what the heck should I do next? It's right there in front of her. She can pull up that mind map and say, oh, yeah, I can start doing this, or I can take care of that. So a very powerful tool.
Right. Many adults are not aware of mind mapping and what goes on there. I would encourage you, if you're watching this video, go to YouTube and type in mind mapping and learn about it. A lot of the schools our boys went to taught mind mapping as a problem-solving skill in school, and it was extremely valuable. So mind mapping is a great thing, and the Savvy Inspector team is engaged in it daily. So it's a good thing. All right, William. Well, this is one of the things we're going to teach at the workshop: how to get your marketing calendar together, how to get your marketing plan together, how to segment out how many inspections or units you want by market segment. So when the folks leave the workshop and it comes 1/1 of 2016, they will be ready to go, my friend.
Awesome. Good stuff. Look forward to seeing everybody.